Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for the September 11th. Looking at our impact map, no significant fire weather impacts today. It will be warm and dry across northern areas. There is a slight chance of some holdovers coming from our recent lightning, several thousand strikes in our area, especially up in the heavier fuels of Idaho and maybe even Wyoming that could come to play today. However, even if that happens, that'll be short-lived because more wet weather will be in the offing as we go through the middle and latter parts of the week. We'll look at that in a minute. First of all, what happened yesterday. Did have some lightning across southern Nevada, quite a cluster out here just northwest of Vegas. Precipitation-wise, though, overall pretty light as precipitation exited into eastern Idaho and parts of western Wyoming. Overall, fairly light precipitation, but humidity levels were significantly higher than in recent days. Initial attack was fairly light. New starts in the red, existing fires in the yellow. Larger fires in the open circles, and probably the longer term ones will be up here into central Idaho, which could continue for a while. I'll have to monitor this one here in western Wyoming. And then taking a look at our precipitation over the past 7 days on the left-hand side, we had quite a surge pushing up from Arizona to the Arizona Strip and into southern Nevada. Light to locally moderate amounts. The darker shades of blue are 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. Gray shades about 1/10 of an inch. Low-end wetting rain. A lot of this came with higher humidity for several days. That's put quite a damper on some of our fuels. And you can see our 30-day precipitation on the right-hand side telling a similar story. So before this rain event, we were pretty much dry for the past 30 days. Our ERCs are starting to take a hit. No more reds here in Nevada. They are pointing downwards. They're mostly in the 50th to 70th percentile. So some locally drier ones in the 80th to 90th percentile up here in parts of our northern sections of Idaho. But even those will be trending downwards. Our 10-hour fuels, now they'll dry out fairly quickly if we get some dry air in the next 36 hours. So still some possibilities here in northern Nevada if we have wind and some of the grass and brush. Otherwise, a lot of the lighter fuels have taken a big hit, especially across our southern area. Looking at the upper level maps and satellite imagery superimposed, you can see a closed low pressure area producing showers and thunderstorms along and off the southern California coast. We have a brief drying trend for the Great Basin, kind of a flat ridge of high pressure building in. However, this will be pretty brief as another trough of low pressure, as is the time of year, starts dropping down out of the Gulf of Alaska, bringing more cool, wet weather to our area in the next few days. Here we have Irma, now a tropical storm with heavy rains moving into Georgia and the Carolinas. This will be an influence out there for quite a few days, and also Jose on its heels further offshore. So here's a look at today's upper level map. There's that low pressure system off the California coast pushing up some moisture into the Sierra and also into parts of western and central Nevada. Some scattered showers or thunderstorms possible there on the wetter side. Higher humidity. Notice our fuels have taken a hit. Only some of the central mountain zone still in the critically dry brown area. If we look at winds, they could be gusting in the lee of the Sierra, maybe 15 to 25 miles per hour, otherwise light winds. Precipitation showers, a couple hundredths to maybe 1/10 of an inch, overspreading those areas of various green. And then for tomorrow, that low pressure still in place. Still some isolated showers through here right along the Sierra front. But notice this front, one located moving across central Idaho into Oregon, a stronger one further to the north. Those will be playing a big role. That'll bring some showers in here, knocking down those browns to yellows. We start moistening our fuel conditions. You can see the showers overspreading and kind of concentrating here in Idaho. Winds picking up here in the lee of the Sierra. And then on Wednesday, there's that front moving closer. Still, this southern front is stalled out across southern Idaho. They'll continue to moisten up, and there's a pesky low pressure still, which will probably phase with this trough dropping down from the north. And that could be a bigger storm system towards the end of the week. Fuels are pretty benign at this point. Looking at our wind field ahead of that low, winds will be gusting quite a bit down south. Luckily, their fuels have moistened quite a bit, but they'll be gusting over 40 miles per hour. Look at how that precipitation spreads across the area. Those darker blues are a 1/2 inch to an inch of rain. Dark greens over 1/4 inch. So, again, quite a bit of precipitation coming on in, although some of it will miss the central mountains of Idaho. Looking at a more general view here, you can see how much precipitation we're expecting over the next 3 days. And over here, the rainfall with Irma, locally over 6 inches of rain in parts of Georgia into the Carolinas. So looking further down the road, There's a next trough of low pressure, and it kind of phases with that low that used to be off the Southern California coast. Notice how the dark greens blossom in Idaho and into Montana. More showers developing in those areas. It'll be colder as well. We may have to start talking about snow levels by the time we get to Friday across the mountains of central Idaho, maybe towards 6,000 feet. Precipitation everywhere, so we moisten up. And you can see that moist pattern continues through Saturday and Sunday. Another trough moves in. We have no high pressure building in that we would need to dry us out rapidly. So it looks like for now the conditions remain fairly quiet. Here's our precipitation over the next 7 days. Looking down the road, 8 to 14 day outlook taking us from the September 18th to the 24th. Much cooler than normal temperatures and wetter than normal across our northern areas. That concludes our briefing. Have a great day.